Hey there guys, so I'm back with doing my mini reviews. And yeah, I really haven't done this for a while. The reason because it didn't really go anywhere. But I've been seeing quite a lot of interesting films lately. And I have this urge just to talk about them, so I'm going to give it another go. In this video I will be covering Downsizing, The Early Man and The Phantom Thread. The first film is Downsizing, written and directed by Alexander Payne, who's also done one of my favourite films of all time, Sideways. And it stars Matt Damon. It's about this social satire about this guy who thinks if he shrinks himself 5 inches, his life will become much more wealthier and he'll be much more happy. And Downsizing, it's okay. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. First, let's just talk about the good stuff. I love the sci-fi concept about shrinking yourself. You'll have much more better money because of the currency. You'll have your thousands of pounds will become millions of pounds. And I like how it saves the planet because due to wastage. And secondly, I like Matt Damon's character. Alexander Payne knows how to do like people with such, not terrible lives, but such complicated lives. And he really nailed that. But unfortunately, the other stuff, like the subplot about saving the world, it really got in the way. I just had no interest at all. And the comedy, I know this is meant to be a comedy, but it really wasn't. I mean, I would say the comedy really got in the way. So overall, Downsizing, it had some great ideas, interesting premise, but executed poorly. And I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. The second film is The Early Man, directed by Nick Park, who I love. He created Wallace and Gromit. I grew up on Wallace and Gromit. It's done by Aardman Studios, which done great animated films such as Shaun the Sheep, Arthur Christmas, and Chicken Run. It's set in prehistoric time. It tells the story of this guy called Dark who unites his tribe to fight against the Lord Mighty Noof to save their home. And I gotta say, I loved The Early Man. I had so much fun with this film. It was funny, it was charming, it was witty, just like Curse of the Were-Rabbit or Chicken Run. It had a great voice cast. It had Eddie Raymond, Tom Hiddleston, Maisie Williams. The only thing I didn't like about The Early Man, and it's not really I don't like about it, it's just because I have a bit of a negative on it. It feels more as a football film than a prehistoric film. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's nothing original either. Basically, it has the same beats of films like Dodgeball and Space Jam. But overall, I really had a good time with The Early Man. It's one of the better Aardman films. If you want to be entertained for an hour and 20 minutes, please check this out. I'm going to give it like a 7.9 out of 10. My third and final film is The Phantom Thread, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who's done some great films such as Magnolia, Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood. And it stars the greatest actor of all time, and yes, it is a fact because he has 3 Academy Awards, Daniel Day-Lewis. It's set in 1950 London. You have this reowned dressmaker, Reynolds Woodcott, whose fantastious life is disrupted by this strong-willed woman who she becomes his lover and his muse. And this isn't based on a true story, funny enough. But within the first 5 minutes of Phantom Thread, I was hooked by the magnificent performance by Daniel Day-Lewis, great supporting cast, the beautiful score, the style of filming. The only complaint I have with this film, there are certain things that repeats and it just got a bit too repetitive for me. But that ending, it was so beautifully dark and twisted, and I wasn't expecting it. I knew how it was playing out. I thought, yeah, he's got to die, and But it just plays out beautifully. But overall, Phantom Thread is a beautiful dark fairy tale about how love can blind us and change us, really. And I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, comment, subscribe. Go check out my Facebook page, my Twitter page, and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I see you guys soon. I got your back.